can you name a material that's 100 times stronger than steel, 1,000 times thinner than a hair, and harder than diamond? I'll be waiting. Graphene is a single thin layer of carbon atoms arranged in a honeycomb pattern. It's an allotrope of carbon, meaning that it contains the same atoms but in a different structure. As I mentioned before, it's also 100 times stronger than steel, harder than diamond, and is an amazing conductor. And that's not all. It's elastic, self-healing, and transparent, and is also the first 2D material to be discovered since it's only 1 atom thick. With these amazing properties, it's no surprise that people are calling it the material of the future. Using graphene, people have already created structures that are super durable yet super light, from a bike frame that only weighs 2 pounds to a ski jacket that works well to retain heat, and even a set of wireless earbuds that make use of graphene's flexibility to retain audio quality in a small device. Graphene was discovered accidentally by 2 scientists at the University of Manchester in 2004. Geim and Konstantin Novoselov were attempting to clean a graphite crystal with sticky tape and observed that the tape separated layers of graphite, creating thinner sheets. They were awarded the 2010 Nobel Prize for their contribution to the world of physics. Here's real footage of the duo making their discovery.
We simply pressed the sticky tape to a piece of graphite and peeled it off. Then we folded the tape onto itself and pulled it apart. If you repeat this several times, 1 layer of pure graphene will be created.
Thanks for having us here, Bill.
Yeah, it's a huge privilege. I am a big fan of your work. I used to watch your show all the time when I was a kid.
Graphene's chemical structure is what contributes to many of its standout properties in terms of strength, atomic thinness, and electrical conductivity. Graphene is believed to be the strongest material to be discovered. Remarkably, it's both stiff and contains elastic properties which allows it to stretch by a considerable amount without breaking. Graphene has a flat crystal lattice formed by tightly bound hexagonal rings joined together by van der Waals forces. Graphene is an amazing conductor of both heat and electricity because its lattice structure allows for little resistance to electrons.
These electrons can flow quickly without being interrupted and carry electricity even better than copper, while copper acts as a superconductor, which needs to be cooled to low temperatures. Graphene's conductivity can even work at room temperature. Ultimately, graphene as a conductor offers greatly reduced energy losses. On a large scale, graphene could revolutionize electricity production and distribution from power plants. On a smaller scale, innovative gadgets such as graphene cell phones can develop to contain a longer battery life.
Graphene can potentially be used to enhance a wide variety of everyday technologies. One of its most important properties in the industrial field is its incredible conductivity and its ability to transfer and dissipate heat. In 2015, the graphene-enhanced LED light bulb was created and marketed as a cheaper, more efficient alternative to LED and fluorescent lighting, due to the fact that it was created with less thermal energy. Graphene is also remarkably flexible and light, leading researchers and manufacturers to consider graphene-based vehicles, including bicycles and even cars, trains, and aircraft.
This flexibility also opens up possibilities in the world of water purification. The world is suffering from a global water crisis, and graphene may provide accessible water purification technology. Perforated graphene sheets with pores measuring 1 nanometer in diameter can act as ultrafine mesh to allow water particles through, but reject heavier, larger chemicals. Despite the rapid progress being made, much of this technology still remains in the prototype stage. Large-scale graphene technologies, such as bending phone screens, are still years away in the future. If research is to be continued into the applications of graphene in the modern world, it will have to prove itself not only useful to the industry, but also as harmless to humans and the environment. However, this may not be the case. One controversial aspect of graphene is the fact that during the production process, graphene oxide can be created. Upon introducing graphene into controlled aquatic environments, researchers found high levels of toxicity at the cellular level, leading to cellular membrane damage.
Making graphene depends on the method by which it's produced. The sticky tape method that was used to discover it isn't really an efficient method for mass producing graphene, so companies have been looking towards other methods, such as CVD or chemical vapor deposition, which involves depositing gaseous substances on a substrate to create a film of graphene.
Another method that was developed uses an ultra-short wedge of diamond to create layers of graphene and falls under a category called exfoliation. Whether CVD is used or exfoliation, they both have pros and cons. On one hand, CVD is very cost efficient and easier to produce, but creates lower quality graphene that may not be as good at conducting electricity. On the other hand, exfoliation is an expensive and inefficient process that produces good quality graphene.
There's a constant need for compromise between quality and cost, but some researchers are trying to find a way to solve that problem. For example, a team of researchers from the University of Singapore have discovered a way to exfoliate graphene in a relatively cheap and efficient way. Alright, Bill, thanks for having us on the Bill Nye the Science Guy show.
Make sure to look out for graphene in the upcoming feature.
It was a pleasure having you on the show. Next week on Bill Nye the Science Guy, we're learning about quantum numbers, featuring our guest speaker, Miss Sadiora. Good night and goodbye.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.